Hello, I'm Matt and welcome back to Workshop. This year my local pub has been asked to decorate the tree of the village church and they've asked me to make some decorations for it. So let's get started. After doing my usual research on the internet and Pinterest, my favourite place to find ideas, I decided to make 3 different designs of Christmas decoration. As they're for a church, I wanted to go quite traditional and stay away from things like Father Christmas. I decided to go for some robins, some angels and some Christmas trees. And with my terrible drawing skills, I sketched them out and made some templates. I could then draw out the basic shape onto the wood and then start the cutting out process. The trouble when people know you can make stuff is they're always asking you, can you just do this one little thing for them? But I guess Christmas only comes once a year. I think the bandsaw is my favourite tool in the workshop, which is lucky because pretty much everything on this project needs cutting out on it. Even though it's my favourite machine, it doesn't necessarily mean I'm any good at it, so I had to sand back down to the line. I think getting a bench mounted disc sander is definitely on my Christmas list. Most of the things I make tend to be just one-offs, and I don't tend to do batch work, so it's a bit of a new experience to keep repeating the same process over and over again. Still, it's quite enjoyable, especially when you've got a good making related podcast to listen to. What's a robin without its red breast? And yes, these are supposed to be robins. This is acrylic paint I'm using, it's a really nice bright red colour. I use a black acrylic paint to put a little dab in the holes I drilled for the eyes. My little birds need some tails. To make them a bit more interesting, I'm going to make them out of leather, so I've just cut a little strip down. I use a grooving tool to cut some gouges in the end of it to give the impression of feathers. To attach the tail, I want to cut a little groove into the bird, so I just mark out where it needs to be cut and then I can take it to the bandsaw. I did well with this camera angle, I managed to hide completely behind the bandsaw. I just used some PVA to hold the leather in, but it's a nice tight fit and shouldn't go anywhere. When people come and poke around my shop and they see baby wipes on the side, they always question it. But they come in so handy to do any glue cleanup. When the glue's dried, I apply some tung oil. I always love how a finish brings out the colour of the wood. The last job for the robins is to poke a hole in their head and then put a little brass eyelet in, so I can put some wire in so I can actually hang it to the tree. The next decoration I'm going to make is some angels. This is my angel template, not a wine bottle template. I'm making these out of some old pallet wood, so these are going to be some shabby chic angels. This is my template for the wings, not bananas. I told you I wasn't any good at drawing. I also told you there'd be a lot of bandsaw work. I cut some little notches out in the ends of the wings just to give them a little more detail. More sanding them down. Really must get a sander, can't be good clamping this one in the vise. I want to give the angels a bit of colour, so I'm using some chalk paint to paint the wine bottles, angels' bodies. And I'm giving the bananas with slits cut out of them a light coat of gold. When the chalk paint had dried on the bodies, I sanded it down a little just to expose some of the pallet wood. If I'm making things out of pallets, I don't try and make them look pretty, I go with the rustic theme. As the body and the wings have been made out of recycled material, I'm going to try and do the head the same. I've got some gold bottle caps from the bar. By heating them up, I can remove the rubber gasket from inside. This is probably the most satisfying part of the build, bashing something with a hammer just trying to flatten it out. I never thought of using bottle caps, and now that I have, I've got another project planned for them. To attach the 3 parts together, I've got some 2-part epoxy. I gave it all a good mix together and then spread some on the front of the wings, then sticking it onto the body. Put a bit more on the neck and then stuck the bottle cap on. Then all I had to do was leave it to dry. When it was dry, I just screwed in an eyelet and put some wire on so it could hang up. And that's that one all done. Now for the third and final decoration, I promise. This process of drawing out templates and then cutting out shapes on bandsaws might be getting a bit repetitive. But think about me, I had to actually do the stuff. I'm not moaning really, it's all for a good cause. As I said, I like the bandsaw, but I'm not amazing on it. But after making all these decorations, it definitely helped to improve my skills. Two of these Christmas trees are going to slide together to make a 3D one. So one needs a slot cut in the top and the other needs a slot cut in the bottom. I brushed a bit of PVA glue into the groove and then they just slide together. The only thing I hate more than sanding is painting. So with all the fiddly bits on these trees, I decided to spray them. Coat of grey primer and then some green. Definitely needed the door wide open for this job. These Christmas trees are going to be decorations for a Christmas tree, but first I've got to decorate these Christmas trees. Try and keep up. To use some tinsel on them, I'm hot gluing on some chrome and some copper wire, then just wrapping it around the branches. The trees taper to a point, I can't get an eyelet in the top, so I drill a hole to pass some wire through to hang them from. That's them all done, and my good deed for the year done. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe for more videos.